evil is making its move because it knows that the dawn of liberty, a resurrection of freedom is coming. We're at the bottom of a decadent cycle right now. And it's either going to go into an even deeper cycle of evil or we're going to come out of this evil. And I personally want to come out of it without having to go through the living hell that other generations have gone through. It usually happens every 3 generations. Not every generation has to go through something like this. There's different cycles and many cycles, but it's been followed by historians for thousands of years. But now you add all the high tech, you add the giant population, you add all these other ingredients, more sophisticated propaganda, more sophisticated social control, the establishment being able to be cloistered and separate from the general population more than ever. They themselves are smoking their own dope. And it is a recipe for doom. And the instinct is, as you see the doors closing with capital controls and to not be able to get out of the U.S. for any political reason, as you see the political persecution accelerate, as you see Obama operating effectively as a dictator, 2.0, making the office of the president dictatorial by every historical measurement. There is the instinct to flee the country. And I don't bemoan anybody that flees it. Believe me, I am on the razor's edge of decision. But that's at a conscious level. At a subconscious level, I'm never leaving. And I know I'm committed to the end, whatever happens, that I will go on to the end. We will defend our island, whatever the cost may be. They want to just intimidate everybody, nuke some cities, say we did it, or release bioweapons, say the patriots did it, and then try to convince everyone to go along with it. And if the corporate whore media goes along with it when that happens, you're fools. You're all going to lose everything you've got. I mean, that's the thing for the people that serve the system. Guaranteed, you empower this system, you are literally burning your own house down. You are idiots. I'm begging those of you who are part of the progressive, socialist, communist, liberal system. You work for foreign banks on record. You are just the political takeover army they're going to use. They'll use fascist, they'll use right-wing, they'll use left-wing. Read Carol Quigley's book. They're going to use a left-wing takeover in America. That's their attack system. That's their weapon system they're using. And you've got to admit you've been wrong. You've got to admit you've been conned. You've got to have an epiphany and break with the system. Mainline Republicans are breaking with the mainline Republicans. They're becoming libertarians on record. It's all over the news. I told you years ago it was already happening because I'm on the ground. I see what's going on. The Republican Party is being taken over by patriots, is being taken over by the liberty movement, and it is scaring the daylights out of the globalists. That's why you've got Republican leadership and Democratic leadership circling the wagons, pooling the funding through the National Association of Manufacturers, the National Association of Businesses, all the big associations are getting together saying, crush the Tea Party, crush the libertarian takeover. Because we could save this republic. We could save the American empire by having soft power and exporting 1776, our ideas. We are meant to be discredited and lose our power as the lone superpower, to transfer that to the global corporate system, and we'll just be used as a Hessian military recruiting ground where we're so poor, our fine warrior stock will be used to empower the last wave of human oppression with the last human army in the next 20 years. We will be the last human army. We will also be the first robot army. They're going to bring in the robot army as they phase out the human army, and then they're going to defeat the other human armies. This has all been battle planned. Battle planned. And they're going to re-educate this whole country. They are going to bring us down. We're done. They are going to strangle us slow. They're going to take their time with us. I'm telling you, you cannot let them win, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I'm committed. I'm not going to selfishly, for my own skin, run. And I'm not saying people that are talking about getting out are selfish. If you're just a media person who can operate from anywhere in the world, then it's probably strategic to leave the United States. Because this is the main battleground. And if you're in the rear with the gear, if you've got the brains, You know, we should probably, to use a Starship Troopers analogy, stick the brain bugs off somewhere. My issue is I've got to be on the front lines. I'm meant to be out front. That's what I've always done, and that's what I'm going to do. But it takes all kinds to beat this system. But I want to say something to people that work for the system. You know what I'm saying is true. More than anybody, you live it every day. That's why it's actually easier to wake up government people than any other group. Because they're seeing the BS for themselves up front. The military, the police, and I understand you're compartmentalized. I understand they've got you under a magnifying glass. But if you all just start not complying and all just quietly start not going along with the system, it's over for them. Before they get their cashless society in, before they get their AI total control, future predictive system in, before they get their robot drones fully in, before they get the end of humans, end of free will system in, we've got maybe 5-10 years to really dig in and commit. And believe me, they're taking a risk purging people that threatened Hillary Clinton in 2016. They're taking a real risk because they know 2014 is everything. They know if we get libertarian constitutionalists in the Republican machine, which we're doing, it's over for them. They know they're in deep trouble. That's why they're showing themselves right now with the political persecutions, with the arrest. They're trying to intimidate everybody. And I think we point out they're trying to intimidate us. And we point out they're a bunch of thugs. And we shamefully, expose. We shame the corporate whore, fake left and fake right, but mainly the left, of the Huffington Post and Slate and Salon and Media Matters run by the White House and MSNBC, who are chortling at political arrest and setups when they should be absolutely freaking out right now. I mean, you should be absolutely freaked out. You think this evil isn't going to eat you? The first group they're going to take out once they fully take over is you. Just, by the way, that's a historical fact. You ought to want to have a couple ships here that you can jump into in this big naval battle that's going on. You want to sink every ship out here in this icy sea of tyranny. I mean, you're fools. Even a corrupt person should want due process and want some type of checks and balances, some type of diversity. Don't you have any sense, you people? No, you're gangsters. You're thugs. You're part of a crew that you think's taking over. You're idiots. You know who the biggest losers of World War II were? It was the Germans. 20 million Germans out of 70 million, 21 million are estimated to have died. Only about 6-7 million of those are military. What is that? What is that? 12, 13, 14 million German citizens? How'd that work out for you? Think that worked out real good for you? Just because you can race like a cancer through the body politic and nobody can stop you? And by the way, the Germans were set up as well with World War I that the British intelligence started. And then Hitler was funded by British intelligence to get into power. That's declassified. Didn't mean they ran Hitler, just like they didn't run Saddam or they didn't fully run bin Laden. They put these guys in and then set them up later. FEMA preparing for motor coach evacuation of the general population. They're preparing to have thousands of buses move millions of people at FEMA checkpoints. That's on the Fed Biz Ops article website. Federal agency asks companies for operational support, and they also are an event of national emergency. They're also hiring hundreds of thousands of internment specialists, and they train to, quote, take on the Tea Party. Well, there's no more pieces missing from the puzzle, folks. It's all there. You've got the big national associations of broadcasters committing suicide, supporting the Republican leadership. You've got the National Association of Manufacturers, the small business groups, the Chamber of Commerce. They're all endorsing going after the Tea Party. Type in Chamber of Commerce funds anti-Tea Party movement because we're the only opposition, even though the Tea Party wasn't perfect. But it came out of Ron Paul, an anti-war, pro-liberty, anti-big government movement. The Republicans got scared by it, tried to co-opt it 7 years ago. That failed. Karl Rove failed. Now it's fully woken up. We've won the battle for the Tea Party. They are freaking out. We're the only opposition on the field of battle. And so you've got the national associations, the business leagues, all of them wanting more open borders, more unfair trade, more garbage, more fraud, more everything. And it's so serious. They want a full takedown. They want control of the whole empire. They don't understand that even if they want an empire, they need some free market and liberty that makes us strong and as a blood supply. They're cancer. They don't even know that from an evil perspective. They're just gobbling up every tissue, every organ, the bloodstream, the whole deal. America's like a huge, mutated, half-undead, stumbling monster right now.
See the rest of the Alex Jones Show at our sister channel, The InfoWarrior, or become a member of PrisonPlanet.tv and help us take the message of freedom and liberty to the next level. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to this channel.
Symbols are powerful, and the globalists have hijacked the symbols of America. They've turned them into their own symbols. Well, we are restoring the idea of the true republic, not the counterfeit globalist empire, by promoting the icon George Washington and others. That's why we're rolling out on 100% made in America line of incredible pro-liberty apparel. We are repopularizing liberty. We are helping fellow Americans rediscover what made this country great. We are the spirit of 1776. We are 1776 worldwide. We are all brothers and sisters in arms in the animating contest of liberty in the long march towards humanity's ultimate destiny of freedom. Visit madein1776.com today and vote with your dollars to promote truly made in America, high quality products, and promote the ideals of liberty.